Hello and welcome to Did You Know Gaming Extra. Today we'll be looking at the games industry and the use of patents. In many ways, patents can be seen as a double-edged sword. Whilst their existence is to help prevent others from stealing designs and technology from creators, they can also restrict creativity and progress within various industries. Nintendo, for example, filed a patent in November of 2001, which incorporates both a phone handset and game controller into a single unit. This means that whilst the concept phone can be used like any normal handset, particularly in a time before touchscreens, it also allowed users easier control of gameplay with physical gameplay buttons, just like the N-Gage. You know how good that was. It took almost 5 years for this US patent to be granted to the console giant. Several diagrams were submitted alongside their claim and patent description demonstrating their concept. Whilst the idea is fairly obvious in design, mobile gaming was still in its infancy when the patent was filed, and certainly not the multi-billion-dollar industry it is today. The iPhone, often considered to be the catalyst for the mobile gaming market, wouldn't be announced for a whole 6 years after the Nintendo phone patent was filed. Nintendo isn't shy about taking their ideas and protecting them through patents. With Eternal Darkness, the company has a patent which grants the specific description of a sanity system in a video game. The patent covers not only a character's sanity level and how it might be affected by gruesome encounters, but also how a character's preparations before an encounter can affect how much the encounter impacts them. It also describes how as the character's sanity level decreases, gameplay is affected. This includes controlling game effects, audio effects, and visual hallucinations, which can all be unique with each playthrough. With this in mind, some games still utilize such a system in a variety of ways, including popular titles such as Indigo Prophecy, released as Fahrenheit outside the US, and Amnesia: The Dark Descent. However, patents can prevent developers from incorporating certain design ideas, and some companies will defend their rights over these concepts. SEGA, for example, filed a patent prior to the release of the first entry in the Crazy Taxi series. The patent covers a game display method, moving direction indicating method, game apparatus, and drive simulating apparatus. More specifically, the filing claims ownership of a driving game which permits characters to be present in a city and can prevent cruel images of collisions with characters. Characters in a dangerous area are intentionally moved away. The patent also makes claim over an arrow display on screen which guides the player to their destination. This caused issues with EA, who did not take SEGA's patent into account with their release of Simpsons Road Rage, which copied many elements from the Crazy Taxi games, including its 3D arrow display. SEGA took EA to court over the issue, but both companies decided to settle outside of court for an undisclosed amount. And now it's time for this episode's random piece of trivia, and today we'll be dipping our toes into the Thief universe for an unusual Easter egg. In the 2014 release of Thief, developed by Eidos, there is an interesting music nod. In the game, the team make reference to an earlier title created by the parent company, Square Enix. During Chapter 2, the Thief-Taker General can be heard whistling a tune at the end of a cutscene.
No point in wasting a bolt.
And he'll whistle it again as the player approaches his office later in the chapter. The tune may be familiar, as it's actually Frog's theme from the popular RPG Chrono Trigger. That's all for today, but on screen are 2 more videos for you to take a look at. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give the video a like, and if you haven't already, why not consider subscribing so you can keep up with all of the gaming trivia that we put out each week. Mission end.